While it doesn't have a dedicated virtual console, one of the things I do love about the Nintendo Switch is the Nintendo Switch online service. Being able to play games from the NES, the Super NES, the Super Famicom, the Nintendo 64, and even the Sega Genesis. Now, one of the things that Nintendo has done to make that experience a little bit more authentic is they've released dedicated controllers for each of those platforms. So for the NES, you have your NES online controllers. For the N64, you have the same. Also for the Sega Genesis. Now, I've picked up each of those in the past and have enjoyed those, but the one that I've held off on has been the Super NES version because, quite honestly, I just didn't want to spend the 30 bucks. And it just got to the point, you know what? Spend the 30 bucks. So that's what we're going to do here today. We actually did pick up one of the Super Nintendo online controllers available through Nintendo themselves. Now, you do have to be a Switch Online subscriber to be able to purchase these, and they're only available directly through Nintendo. For about 30 bucks, what kind of gaming experience does this offer? We're going to unbox it, we're going to charge up, and we're going to test it out. So here we have the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Switch Online controller on the bench. And, same as pretty much all the others. It does have just a window where you can see the controller up front. Nothing really on the sides or anything along those lines. But taking a look on the back, the Super NES controller for the Nintendo Switch system. This controller is for use with the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Switch Online games. Before using the controller for the first time, charge it and pair it with a Nintendo Switch. And basically just shows you on the back here, connect the USB cable to the dock to go ahead and charge it, or you can also go ahead and charge it using an external power supply too. Not a whole lot to it. Didn't expect a whole lot on the box itself. So out of the box, one of the things I have to say is I do like Nintendo's USB cables. Nice USB-C to A here. This will let you go ahead, get things charged up if you want to use it. And it does have just a clear plastic piece over the face of the controller itself. Nothing else in here, that's just cardboard. And taking a look at the controller as I drop it, you do have your ZL, ZR, LNR on the top. Your pairing button is on the bottom along with your player indicator, concave and convex buttons, although these feel a little bit lower profile just as far as where they are in relation to the face, but still has that kind of Super Nintendo texturing and everything to it. Now, I didn't plan well. I don't have a Super Nintendo controller handy, but here's a Super Famicom controller, and yeah, they are pretty much same, although this a lot less yellowing. So D-pads look to be the same, buttons look to be the same, although obviously this has the different colors and are all the one button shape, where this does have the concave and convex on it. So, really nice overall. Like, it's got a good feel to it. It feels about the same weight, maybe a little bit heavier than this, which, I mean, it should. It's got a battery and a transceiver and whatnot in here. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to charge this up, we're going to get some gameplay. So I've actually been working on a couple other videos, so we've had this charging for probably 2+ hours at this point. Let's go ahead and we're going to use just our Joy-Con to navigate down here to the controller screen. Hopefully we can get things paired up pretty easily by holding down the pairing button here. So we'll hold that down for a couple of seconds. And we're cycling. And then hit the LNR. Seems to be navigating just fine through the menu. Let's dive into the Super NES. Now I want to see too what this special audio is going into this. So, and as you can also see in the upper right hand or upper left hand corner, it actually does show the Super NES controller, and then it does change the icons on the left from red to purple. We're going to scale that down just a little bit so you can see a little bit better. There you go. So far, so good. So let's dive into Super Mario World. One of my favorite games, if not my favorite game of all time. Yeah, this is feeling great. Whoa! Come back here, Yoshi. We're gonna undo that. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat, right? All right, let's go outside of the Star Road here. We'll just go to the very first Donut Plains. Yes, I have not gotten the second exit there in the lake. Now, how old were you when you realized that when you jump on and off Yoshi, the music changes slightly? So, it's absolutely true, so listen to this. Now listen when I hop on Yoshi. There's an extra drum beat that comes in when you actually ride Yoshi. So that feels great. So ZL and ZR brings that up. There we go. Whoop. Let's try some Star Fox. And I like Control B. We're going to go to the main game. Very, very comfortable as I hit my microphone. Absolutely love the way that this feels. I mean, it's as accurate as you... I mean, I didn't realize, I guess, that the Super NES controller had that slope towards the end. But absolutely digging it. Button presses again, feeling great there. Oh, this is fantastic. Try to get through here so we can get the twin blasters. Twin blasters. Oh, and the shoulder buttons are working fantastically as well. Happy with this. Now, I know what a lot of people might say, why not go with an 8-bit DOE? Quite honestly, I have stayed away from 8-bit DOE for a number of years simply because anytime that I've reached out to them for questions or support or anything like that, I have literally never gotten an answer. You can go ahead and search Rock Solid and 8-bit DOE on X, and you can see the times that I've tried to reach out to them and never gotten a response. Very happy with this so far. So we'll go back to game selection. Whoop. How about some Donkey Kong Country? Yeah, again, button presses feeling good. The D-pad feels good. I guess we missed the K somewhere behind us. It has been years since I've gotten this far in this game. I honestly think the last time I did it, I was playing with my friend Chris Springab back when we were in high school. He and I played so many games together. Yeah, nice four-way bounce on that. Oh, I guess I can't get on those at all. All right, well, that worked okay, though. So I can go back to the game selection. Now, one thing I want to see here, too. We're going to go game selection. God bless it. I hate the fact that it's A and not B. Can I exit? Settings. No. So, oh, ZR is home. So I also just want to check and see how it works with other games. And one of them, we're going to try Street Fighter, see if it works at all. All right, so we are going to pick Ryu, and I have gone through and remapped my buttons how I like to have it. So, ooh, Guile. Oh, Chris. Speaking of my friend Chris, this is one guy that he used to kick my butt with all the time. Now, with Guile, what he used to do is he used to do that damn kick. Oh! Oh, he got me. Oof. Able, that damn kick right there. Got him. All right, we're going to go to 3. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to pause. See, I can't get back to the home screen now. That's the problem. So I need to have my Joy-Con handy. That is one of the bummers that there's no, like, it would have been nice if they would have just added a home button to the face of this. All right, so let's dive into some Super Castlevania 4, my favorite of all of the Castlevania games. Dang it, Ryan, that's all your fault. Am I the only one that thinks about the black and red NWO theme when that wolf howls? I don't think so, but... Got the moonwalk down there. What a terrible night to have a curse. So far, so good. Yeah, that's working perfectly. I think this is one of the first games I ever played for the Super NES. I'm like, man, this soundtrack is just amazing. And it's still, all these years later, 30 plus years later, it still stands up. Goodness, this is 30 years old. I feel old. Yeah, absolutely. All the button presses are working exactly as they should. I'm absolutely thrilled with this. Yeah, everything on this is working perfectly. Now, again, the main thing, there is no way to get back to the main menu of the Switch. So it's one of those, I'll have to have my, my Joy-Con or Pro Controller handy to be able to do that, which is a definite bummer. I don't know why Nintendo did that. It just seems very short-sighted. See what it does for the Nintendo Entertainment System games with the Switch Online. I'm really liking this. I can't lie. I really, really do like this. It's allowing me to navigate through everything just fine. And if you see down below, it actually, and in the upper corner too, it is showing that I am using the Super NES controller. So that's pretty sweet. Let's yeah, this is, it's exactly what I would expect it to be. It's fantastic. Now, I do wish for the NES and for other systems, probably like the Game Boy Advance, and whatnot, and we'll get into the GBA in a second, that the X and Y buttons would actually work as turbo. That would be really a nice feature to have in here. Lucky, just what I needed. 2 game selection. Yeah, that all works perfectly. The NES worked great. Let's see what the GBA does, because I'm really curious about that, and I actually do have my stuff organized on my Switch menu. Now, I am playing through my Switch OLED. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier or not. This is our Mario Edition Switch OLED, so yeah, overall, I mean, you're not going to notice much of a difference. So let's see if we have any other special audio cues here. Something new to play. What did I miss? Kirby the Amazing Mirror. I don't know that I've ever played that. Now, this does not show any special controller in the upper left-hand part of the screen, so that is interesting. So I want to see if the X and Y buttons do anything, or if it's just going to be the shoulder buttons here. So the shoulder buttons do work. So X and B are the same. Y is doing nothing. So that's interesting to note that Y does nothing. Why? I don't know. I do kind of wish A and B were reversed, but I can deal with this. Yeah, this is playing fantastically. Okay. Go back to game selection. That's all working perfectly. Let's finish it up on some Mario Kart Super Circuit. So, as we get this loaded up here, what do I think about this? I'm digging this. This is $30 I should have spent sooner on. Is it perfect? No, it has a lot of the same issues that like the NES controller does. There's no home button on it, so it's really dedicated for use on the Super NES side of things, unless you also have another controller nearby. I do wish that it did have that dedicated home button on it. Button presses feel great. I mean, it feels like a Super Nintendo controller, so I mean that's pretty much what they were going for, and they nailed it. Oh, sorry, Princess, not sorry. Ooh, got Koopa there after hitting the wrong button to start. We're doing well here now. Yeah, the D-pad feels great. I mean, it feels like a Super Nintendo controller. I mean, which is what it should. I mean, if you think about it. I mean, they are the ones that made the Super Nintendo controller, so the fact that it feels that good, I'm not surprised at all. I'm glad that it's USB-C, not micro, and pretty much they have done that since the launch of the Switch, so I am not surprised there, too. The overall build quality feels exceptional. Ooh, just missed that one. And as you can see, the responsiveness is fantastic, too. Should you buy it? This is one of those things that I'm very happy with. I wish I would have bought this sooner. I do wish that there was a way that would charge through the Switch like what the NES ones do, where it'd have a rail to slide onto the system. The fact it doesn't, a little bit of a bummer, but then again, the Genesis one, the N64 one, neither of those do it either. Yeah, this is fantastic, especially if you play a lot of Switch Online Super NES games. So what do I think about the Super NES Edition Nintendo Switch Online controller? I'm kicking myself. I should have bought it sooner. I really should have. I knew I was going to like it. It's just like I didn't want to spend $30 on it. But you know what? This is $30 well spent. It is comfortable. It is precise. I really like how well it is to go ahead and use with all of my Super Nintendo Online games. Now, that is what it is optimized for. You can use it with other games, doesn't work as well. I do wish this had a dedicated home button on it. That's the one really big omission that I wish that it did have on it. Now, I know a lot of people may go with like the 8-bit Do controllers. Yeah, I would still go with this myself. Compared to like some of the Retrobit controllers, it's a close competition between this and like the Legacy 16. This just has that more authentic feel. I still really like the Retrobit controller, but it's not a Super NES controller. And that is one of the things that this just really has going for it. I do wish that it had some way to charge more directly right on your Nintendo Switch, either having a rail or something along those lines that you could attach it to the system. The fact that you have to plug in a USB-C cable, first world problems. I know, kind of annoying though. But above and beyond that, I absolutely love just about everything about this, and I will have a blast using this into the future. Now, it is a bummer you have to be a Switch Online subscriber to go ahead and get these, but at the same time, if you don't have this, do you really need this? Now, if you do want to check out our other videos that we've done on the other Nintendo Switch Online controllers, like the one for the Genesis, for the NES, or for the N64, we've reviewed them all, and we've got them linked for you right here on screen.